four basics we're going to learn today are find a load, place a load, find a vehicle, and place a vehicle. First of all, when you come to the home screen of returnloads.net, you are presented with a map of Great Britain and an option to find a load. So you simply click on the screen in the area where you want to find your load. So let's say, for example, you're looking for a load in the northwest of England. You click on the map in the northwest of England. You can then choose particular counties. Or you can choose the whole region by clicking continue straight away. But in this example, we've chosen 4 counties and then we're going to click continue. This then presents us with the loads in that area, going to all over the country. So, for example, you have a load there from Wigan to Birmingham, from Chester to Northampton, from Blackburn to High Wycombe. Let's say that we're going to choose the Blackburn to High Wycombe load. We can either simply call the company that are offering that load straight away, or we can view the load details, which gives us a little more detail on the load itself. We see it's from Blackburn to High Wycombe. We can see the map, the journey distance, the journey time, who's offering the load, person to contact, the phone number, and the email address. So you can make contact by various means, email, phoning, etc. So that's how the Find a Load section works. Very simple. Now to go back to the home page, click on Home, and we're back to the map page. We then want to place our own load. So we click on Place a Load, and then we're presented with a screen ready to put our load in. So in the top screen here, we put in the box, we put a name of the town where our load is from. So let's say our load is from Leeds in Yorkshire. So it's Leeds. And we have a drop-down menu. We choose the correct Leeds, so that's Leeds, West Yorkshire. And the load is going to Glasgow. So it's put in Glasgow. And we choose the correct Glasgow. We can then put in additional drops if there are drops on the way, or we can put in a regular load or a specific day for delivery. So in this example, we've got a specific day which we're going to put down as Thursday the 23rd of October. We can then place a time if we want to. So that's 9 AM. And then we choose the type of vehicle that the load is suitable for. So let's say it's a full flatbed load and it consists of 10 packs of timber, and that's 25 tons in weight. We then have our phone number, which automatically gets put into the phone number box. Any additional information such as a low bridge, any restrictions such as a width restriction, we can put in these boxes. Then we click on Place the Load. The load has now been placed and added. So it now tells us your load has been saved. How would you like to proceed? Now we can view all of our loads, or we could even add another load. Or we could go back to the home page by clicking on Home or on the Return Loads logo. We're then back to the home page, and of course it defaults to Find the Load. Now let's say that we want to check to make sure that our load is showing to all the members. We simply click onto the area in which we placed our load, which was from Leeds in Yorkshire, so we click on Yorkshire and continue. And here our load is at the top. So from Leeds to Glasgow, we can view the load details, and we can see the load that is now showing. Now, as soon as we've covered this load, we can click on Mark as Sold. So we can click Mark as Sold, and then we can put the name of the company we have sold the load to in the box here, or we can just click Sold, and then that will come across a confirmation page if we want to send a confirmation to the person we sold the load to, or we can say no thank you and then go back to the home screen. Now, to find a vehicle is exactly the same process as finding a load. We click on Find a Vehicle, then we click on the area on the map where we are looking to find a vehicle. So let's say we're looking to find a vehicle in London. Again, we can choose a particular county, or we can go for the whole of the region, and we click on Continue. We are then presented with a screen showing us vehicles that are available on that date. So there's a vehicle here looking to go from Ditton to Bedford, from Rainham to Droitwich, from West Thurrock to Manchester. So again, we can call the company that are offering that vehicle. We can have a look and see the vehicle details, what time the vehicle will be around, showing the journey distance, the journey time, the name and the email address of the person that's offering that vehicle. If we go back to the home screen, and if we want to place our own vehicle, it is exactly the same process as placing a load. Place a vehicle by clicking on Place a Vehicle. We then enter the town in which our vehicle is going to be empty. So let's say, for example, my vehicle is going to be empty in Croydon. In London, we click on that, and let's say it's returning to Leeds. Click on Leeds. Now we could put in there if we're willing to accept a load on the way to Leeds, or we could leave that blank. We can put in the next box our unloading date, so let's say our unloading date is Tuesday the 21st of October at, let's say, 11 AM in the morning. And the vehicle that we've got in Croydon is a rigid taut liner. And then we can place our vehicle by clicking on Place Vehicle. Again, by going to the home screen, clicking on the logo, and going on to Find a Vehicle, we can check to make sure our vehicle is appearing. So we can click on the map of London, and then Continue. And here's our vehicle, Croydon to Leeds. Now, we can then mark that as sold, and we can then mark it as sold to the member who has offered the load that we've just taken, or we can just click Mark as Sold. And then the vehicle will then drop down to the bottom of the screen, and the next available vehicle will move up to the top. So those are the basics of, firstly, finding a load, secondly, placing your load, thirdly, finding a vehicle, and lastly, placing a vehicle.